brand new magical superweapon is not tested in combat. It's turned it into a snack maker. He freezes honey inside it, then fruit, and ends up handing out little ice cube treats to everyone on the farm. Kuengi eats one too fast and gets hit with a brutal brain freeze, which is exactly the kind of low-stakes comedy this series thrives on. It's a small moment, but it does a lot of work. It shows us that despite having access to genuinely powerful magic, Sejun's instinct is still to take care of the people around him first. That's basically the entire thesis of this story in one scene. While the snack party is happening, there's a quieter, much darker beat tucked in between the laughs. Theo asks Iona where she found the ice cube crystal, and she says she got it from an abandoned mine, but her expression changes the moment she mentions a subordinate of hers. She brushes it off and says she just wants to have a nice little conversation with that subordinate later, but the way she says it is genuinely unsettling. If you know anything about Iona's reputation in this world, that line is not a throwaway joke. Something happened in that mine, and whoever this subordinate is, they should probably be worried. That dread pays off almost immediately because the scene cuts to the Black Tower's gravity division, where the Vice Tower Master, Genoba, is breaking the news to a room full of mages that Iona is dead. According to him, unstable magic stones in that same abandoned mine triggered an explosion, the mountain collapsed, and Iona sacrificed herself to save his life. The room reacts exactly how you'd expect: shock, disbelief, grief, except for one mage, a calm, goat-like figure who simply asks whether there's any actual proof she's dead. And this is where the chapter gets genuinely interesting, because Genoba's reaction is way too big for an innocent man. He doesn't just confirm the story, he snaps, slams the table, and gets visibly furious at being questioned at all. That kind of overcorrection is usually a red flag in any story, and the show seems to know it, because right after Genoba storms off to report the tragedy, we get a glimpse of him smiling to himself and thinking about how someone now needs to step up and become the new Tower Master, implying he means himself. That's about as subtle as a brick, and I think it's meant to be. The real tension here isn't whether Genoba is lying. It's whether anyone else figures it out before he consolidates power. The goat mage clearly isn't buying it either. After Genoba leaves, another mage suggests they start preparing a coronation, and the goat mage calmly shuts it down, saying there's no need to rush. Then he repeats that line to himself while staring at the room's crystal ball, and it's obvious he's not convinced the official story is true. If this series follows the pattern most tower political intrigue arcs follow, this goat mage is probably about to become a quiet but important player, the one person actually investigating what really happened down in that mine. Back on the much sunnier side of the story, we get one of the better comedic subplots in this chapter. Theo's treasure-sensing ability starts reacting to a massive mountain near the farm, and convinced he's about to strike it rich and earn all of Sejun's affection for himself, he tries to sneak off alone to find it. Naturally, Kuengi catches him almost instantly, and rather than wasting time arguing, Theo just recruits him as backup. What follows is a genuinely fun back and forth where Kuengi keeps proudly dragging back the most useless things imaginable: an ordinary rock, a monster bone, and at one point, a live snake that sends Theo into a full panic, while insisting each one is the treasure. It's a simple bit, but it lands an emotional beat too. At one point, Kuengi tells Theo that he's having fun simply because he gets to search for treasure with his big brother, and you can tell that catches Theo completely off guard. For a character who spends most of his time scheming about profit and showing off for Sejun, that small, sincere moment softens him in a way that feels earned rather than forced. Right after that is when Theo's ability finally reacts to something real, leading them to a boulder that Kuengi smashes open in one hit, revealing a genuine stash of glowing purple crystals. Treasure hunt successful, and you already know Theo's first thought is how impressed Sejun is going to be when he sees it. So here's where chapter 131 leaves us. We've got a brand new ice artifact that's clearly going to matter later, a mysterious subordinate Iona is hunting down for reasons we don't fully understand yet, and a political cover-up at the top of the Black Tower's gravity division that one suspicious goat mage is not going to let go quietly. My honest read is that Iona is not actually dead. That sacrifice story has way too many holes in it, and Genoba's reaction was way too defensive for someone telling the truth. The real question is whether Iona is hiding on purpose to investigate something, or whether Genoba genuinely believes she's gone and is just opportunistically lying about the circumstances to grab power. Either way, that goat mage is shaping up to be the character worth watching next. What do you think actually happened in that mine? Was Iona's death staged, or is Genoba telling a half-truth he doesn't even fully understand? Drop your theory in the comments, and if you want the breakdown the moment chapter 132 drops, make